Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. Alright, back in the computer room, we're going to do some team walking. We're going to go through the people moving up and down the rankings, people who are getting moving up and down on different teams. So let's get started here. My first two up is Michael Pittman and Ayuk. They're the ones changing the most in the consensus rankings this week. You can see Pittman's going from the 24th ranked receiver last week to the 44th. Whew. It's meeting Miami. Position schedule you can see here is 30th. So Miami can play defensive back. So bad matchup. And of course, the little thing there is Anthony Richardson's back. So he's going to be in there instead of Joe Flacco. So, hey, all down on Pittman. How about Ayuk? Whew. He's went from the 9th. They pumped him up to the 9th ranked last week. Now he's back down to the 22nd ranked. Just hasn't delivered this year. That holdout, right? Bad idea, I guess. Now he did flash a little bit, and that's why they bumped him up in the rankings. And you can see then they're going to bump him right back down after nothing last week. So, team number 2 offense there in San Francisco. Things have been going great. Little question this week at running back, huh? Is this Garendo going to get in there and fill in? Got 10 points. Patrick Taylor possibly. But, all right, that's Ayuk's moving down in the rankings. How about Ridley and Justice Hill? Calvin Ridley, well, look at that. At Buffalo, 26 schedule. All right. He was the 33rd. He moved down to the 46th out of contention. Calvin Ridley, how they've been doing there in 31 team offense there in Tennessee. Will Levis, 14th schedule this week. Calvin Ridley, 26th schedule there. That Hopkins is competition, but I guess running schedule looks good there for Tony Pollard. But I lie off of Calvin Ridley, they're saying. How about Justice Hill? All right, you can see he's moved from the 32nd down to the 42nd. Well, they're Tampa, a little tougher schedule. Obviously Derrick Henry, he's getting the scraps from whatever goes on there. Just goes on game flow with him. All right, so he's down a little bit. Let's move on to 5 and 6 on the list. Christian Kirk and James Conner. Christian Kirk, he went from the 32nd last week to the 41st, playing New England. Bad year for Christian Kirk. Too much competition. They brought in Gabe Davis, but Gabe Davis really had a big blowout that week, but hasn't really been doing much. It's been all the rookie, Brian Thomas Jr. And now part of the problem is, of course, that you have Evan Ingram back, taking a piece of the pie. So Christian Kirk slips down. What about James Conner? Right? They moved him from the 9th ranked last week to the 16th. He's dropping, of course, to the 28th position schedule there with the Chargers. It's not good for him. He's been scoring good, though. Hey, leading them. Look at that. They're the 7th team in rushing. James Conner's the 10th in fantasy scoring at running back. All right, some good weeks. So he's slipping a little bit. Tougher matchup this week. They're moving him down a little bit. How about Daniel Jones and Gibbs? Daniel Jones, they had him up to the 14th ranked quarterback, moving him to the 20th. You in one quarterback leagues won't start him. He's at Philly. So Daniel Jones slipping down. Hey, they's got him to the surprise 18th team in passing. I guess that's something to cheer, I guess. But Daniel Jones moving down a little bit. How about Gibbs? Tough Minnesota. All right. Got big matchup there. They're moving him from the 4th ranked, easier matchup last week, to the 10th this week. One of the lowest rankings he's had. You can see he's the 13th in fantasy. So you're moving him down a little bit. I guess that's in store for David Montgomery. He's 7th in fantasy. And Gibbs here is 13th in fantasy. So you can see he almost 10 points last week. But tougher game matchup this week, that 31st schedule matchup there against at Minnesota. That's why they're bringing him down a little bit. All right. So who else is dropping out? Mike Evans and Brian Thomas Jr. Well, not easy schedule for Mike Evans. Is he hurt? We don't know about Mike Evans there. So, hey, we'll see what happens later in the week. We got to see. But anyway, tough matchup. No, an easy matchup against Baltimore. You have to pass against Baltimore because you can't run. We'll see what happens with him. Brian Thomas Jr., now he's got the 16th. It's just Jacksonville's just a sad case. They are the number 19th offense. Pretty balanced there. I mean, they just can't put it together on a weekly basis. Now, Brian Thomas Jr. here can't put it together on a weekly basis. Last week was a dud. So did you lay off last week? He's got a 20th or the 16th schedule this week? So anyway, they moved him down a little bit, losing a little hope in him with that bad week last week. So they dropped him down a bit. How about Josh Downs? Position schedule 30 at Miami, or home against Miami. Ooh, Miami can play a defense back. So, hey, they moved him down to the 32nd. So, probably out of the range of a starter maybe this week. Hey, 10 point that last week. 12 some points there. But we're going back to Anthony Richardson, remember? And he's got the quarterback has a bad schedule, but also the receivers here, 30th. Woo! Laying off those Indy receivers this week, especially with Richardson back. How about Tyler Conklin? They've moved him down from the 13th to the 19th. Oh, I've had to use him a couple of times. I've never, not this year. In years past, I just, Anyway, hope you're not starting Tyler Conklin or relying on him on a regular basis. I think I got just a couple more moving downs, and then we got some moving ups. That's what we like to see, some moving ups. So these are consensus ranking movers. Kyler Murray moved from the 9th to the 14th this week. Got the Chargers. You can see the position schedule 26th. So they're moving him back a little bit. I'll rank them all this week and get them out there. Trey Sermon, still waiting on word there. Jonathan Taylor, it sounds like he's going to be out. Trey Sermon, the so much they do in the waiver wire or the injury things. So-and-so's missing a couple weeks to rest them. And you just don't ever know if the guy's really hurt or not. A couple of days or training camp thing. They just miss. Who knows? Don't even have him. All right, let's do some positive. Let's get on to some positive. Terry McLaurin. Hey, he's moved up to the 9th ranked receiver this week from the 23rd. You can see this is the highest he's been, right? Nice matchup here against Carolina. Washington's been smoking number 5 offense, right? Terry McLaurin, look at this. Been coming on these last 4 weeks. They getting it figured out there in Washington, right? He's the number 1 guy. Got Brown there. He's hit or miss. Same with Noah Brown, hit or miss. So, but hey, he's doing pretty good this week. That quarterback, Jaden Daniels, has this 18th, but the wide receiver's the 12th, so that's a pretty good matchup, so they're moving him up. How about Tank Dell? Tank Dell's went from the 37th to the 24th, moving him up now. Hey, we all know Nico Collins is hurt, so hey, that's why they're moving him up, right? Tank Dell too, Diggs too. So Tank Dell. How about Austin Eckler and J.K. Dobbins getting a boost in their rankings this week, right? Austin Eckler, 31st to 18th in rank. Got an easy look at that Carolina. Now, is Brian Robinson Jr. out? That's going to be a big deal there if he's out injured. They got him not even have him ranked. So they're probably thinking Austin Eckler going to get most of the juice there. They'll be winning that game, you think, against Carolina at home. Eckler's going to have a big game probably. I'll rank them all. Like I said, I haven't got any rankings. I'm going through the consensus rankings and what they're moving up. You can see who's going to have a good week. Certainly J.K. Dobbins here. Look at that. They just keeps moving. They keep trusting him a little more. He's up to the 8th this week, ranked running back coming in against Arizona. Hey, that's a position schedule 8, so that's pretty good for him. All right, so that's looking too bad. We got Dobbins. Hey, they're going to be moving him up. Zay Flowers, Hunter Henry. Just be on the lookout for these guys. Are all moving up this week in the rankings, so they'll be hot players. Got good situations here. He got Zay Flowers moved to 11th now, coming into the week, and that's pretty easy. I mean, hey, they're going to have to pass against Tampa, right? Number 8 or 10 schedule there for them. Hunter Henry over here. He is the number 10 in fantasy scoring. 10 tight end. They got him ranked 13th this week. 8th easy schedule. So, hey, if one thing's going good for New England, well, they got the new quarterback in there, Drake May. So, hey, the things are looking up. How'd he do last week? 21. Look at 3 passing TDs. All right? Mario Douglas making some noise there. He's one of the top picks. But, hey, Hunter Henry's ranked 10th. He's the one been there the whole time at tight end. So they're ranking him up a little higher this week. Let's move on to Ingram. He's back after being out beginning of the year and all that. And Amari Cooper. Yes, so first of all, Evan Ingram, well, he's back. Those are mostly preseason rankings because he's been missing. You can see he played last week, got 10 points. He's back in there. That just brings down Christian Kirk to unplayable. Gabe Davis is always unplayable. Brian Thomas Jr. ranked 20th this week. He's getting on the fringe of, hey, they're not happy about that miss last week. So, hey, something like Ingram coming on and being good there himself. 17th schedule. So that brings him down. All right, Amari Cooper in Buffalo. He's a new guy, new kid in town, right? Well, he hadn't been doing much. Just a release for him. Now, I don't think they're going to play him. What are they doing? Got him ranked up here. They've got him ranked 27th. I would stay off of him. I'll reflect that in my rankings. A little too early to be pumping him in there because, hey, you just don't know. Got to get to learn the playbook, right? And how much he's going to get trusted. So they may try to show him off a little bit, but you never know. I think that's a little high on him. How about JSN and Tyler Goodson? Not pictured here. JSN, hey, moving from 38 to 35, so they're going to him like a little bit. Just maintenance there, I'm sure. Tyler Goodson, they've got him up to the 36th ranked. All right, I don't have him pictured. I have Sermon and Hall. I need to update to Tyler Goodson. But anyway, I got him moving up just a little bit this week. So, Bucky Irving and Aaron Rodgers. Let's take a look at Bucky Irving. He's moving up in the ranks just a little, although he's been moving up. What's the problem there? Is the other guy, Sean Tucker. Look at that game. Woo, just exploded. So now, instead, it's a 3-headed monster. Rashard White, the presumed starter. Bucky Irving getting seconds all year. You can see here he's always there. So, but now with Tucker going off, all 3 of them, hey, 8th team in rushing. 9th team offense. Baker's got him cooking there. He's the 3rd-ranked fantasy quarterback. Look at all that. So, just don't know with that. And at Baltimore to boot. So the good thing is we can not worry about it because, hey, you really don't want to start any of these guys if you can avoid it. But you're worried about getting them on your lineup if you have waiver wires, and who can you take? How about Aaron Rodgers? They're going to move him down moving him up from the 20th to the 15th. Well, now they're not moving him up because of the new guy in town, Davante Adams, huh? Talk about a slow start. Well, he should be playing now, but that's what's going on with him. He's back in Newtown, so they're going to move the 22nd team, 16th team in passing. Aaron Rodgers, when you get right down to it, is the 17th in quarterback scoring. So that's not bad. You're not hoping in 2 quarterback leagues, obviously you're starting him. But in 1 quarterback leagues, he's outside the starters. Got 2 receivers now to work with, Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams and Breece Hall. So, and I think the schedule lightens up a little bit, so they're going to try to make a run here with Davante Adams. How about Geno Smith and Josh Allen? Geno Smith, hey, got a moving him from the 16th to 11. I don't know that things are looking great here. They got Atlanta, position schedule 19. I might do that a little different. How about Josh Allen over here? Well, they're moving him up to the 3rd. So, hey, he's facing Tennessee. That's a tough schedule there. You can see 28th, but hey, Josh Allen's been scoring. I mean, hey, like I said last week, we want a little bit more out of him than the 8th current scoring quarterback. But he's got a new game in town, Amari Cooper, right? So he's got something to work with next in the coming weeks. Shakir, if he can get healthy, and Cook, if they can get healthy, Buffalo can turn it on a little bit. Tennessee this week. Let's move on to Mark Andrews and Romeo Doubs, right? Mark Andrews is from the 15th to the 11th tight end, so he's amongst the starters if you got a 12-team league. Hey, you can see 16th, middle of the road at Tampa. Just has Mark Andrews, who came on a little bit last week, so that's probably why they're bumping him up. I just don't know. Just disappointing this year for him. Romeo Doubs, squeaky wheel, got the grease last week. So is he going to do it again? Or does everybody, hey, now that he got his turn, now everybody goes back to getting their turn? Playing Houston. So the 30, got the position schedule 14, middle of the road there. Anyway, we'll see how he gets ranked this week. So that was some of the ones that are up and down movers. Deontay Johnson, how about him? They're moving him to a 7th wide receiver this week. They've got him ranked. And let's bring up Pollard too. They're at Washington. Position schedule 5. That looks great. Let's go see how he's been doing. Deontay Johnson, look at that. Absent that last one in the middle there, these last 4 weeks. He's been coming on. Right? Andy Dalton got in there. Last 4 weeks he's been there. So, and this week they've got a easy schedule. They're moving him up. Hey, you might even sneak in this Leggett while Thielen's still out this week. We'll have to look, see how high he gets in the rankings. Pollard at Buffalo, that's an easy schedule. Number 2, you can run on Buffalo, and he's been doing most of the running there. So, hey, we'll bump him. I'm sure he's going to rank high this week. Well, they've got him 7th. That's a little rich. I don't know. We'll see. All right. And that's about, we got Tony Pollard. Do we do Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs? Of course, Stephon Diggs is still getting moved up. He's up to 13th, with, of course, Nico Collins is out. That's helping there. So, Josh Jacobs. Hey, this week's position scheduled 27th. All right, they're still moving him up to the 14th. A lot of people out. No, just 2 teams out this week. So, Josh Jacobs, hey, coming on a little bit. That's what he's been scoring. Can you believe they're at the number 4 offense? Green Bay, looking good. So, been doing good there in Green Bay. Stephon Diggs. Looks like Houston's the number 6 offense. Been getting along pretty good. Trying to get along without Nico. All right, so that's that. Tank Bigsby. They got Montgomery, who at Minnesota, of course, they're going to bringing him up 3. I guess he gets the touchdowns there. They starting to like him a little bit more finally than Gibbs. And Tank Bigsby at New England, or playing New England. Oh my gosh, maybe Jacksonville get healthy against New England, right? So that's not so good for the passing, but for the running it is. Position schedule number 5. Is that going to be Bigsby or Etienne? Yeah, Etienne. Oh, they don't have Etienne ranked. He practiced supposedly, so maybe he saw that schedule, right? So, hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'll go back and look real quick at the teams and see if I've missed anything here. Of course, we can look at the number 1 ranked offense is Baltimore. Just cranking through it with Lamar Jackson, number 1 fantasy quarterback. Look at those points, right? Derrick Henry, number 1 fantasy running back. Well, imagine that. They're the number 1 team offense. Another good one over here is Detroit. They're number 3. Looky there. Jared Goff, well, he's an orchestrator or gets it going, but it's the 2 running backs in the top 15. Well, 7 and 13. Hey, Williams is doing pretty good. They got a good team going there in Detroit. Things have been rolling at Minnesota this week. Ooh. You know, we got over here to Cincinnati. Right, they're the 12th team in offense. Joe Burrow's been pretty steady here lately, hasn't he? He's the number 5 fantasy quarterback, Joe Burrow. And who do they got on there? Oh, number 1 wide receiver, Jamar Chase, 12.7 a game. See that in number 1? How about Cleveland? Ooh, 32nd. Ooh. I don't want to stink up my screen with them any longer. How about Jaden Daniels? Got them Washington at number 5. Looking good there. How about Minnesota at Green Bay this week? Sam Darnold's bringing it back. Justin Jefferson, the 4th schedule. Whew, he's going to be hot there. Aaron Jones, I guess he's still going to be out. They've just brought in Cam Akers back. So Ty Chandler, probably knows that. Heck, he was already got the picture. I didn't have to even do anything. We already had him on the team from last year. So everything was great there. The 2 teams on a bye this week, Chicago. Caleb Williams been the talk here lately. How great he's been doing. Right? Number 12 quarterback in scoring. They got the week off, heal up. And Dallas has the week off too. So that's a little walk around some of the teams here. San Francisco, we're worried about this running back situation. Is Jordan Mason going to get to play? He's been filling in great, even with the injured. When he left he was cooking early, and then Garando came in here and finished up and got them points. So is he going to be the guy this week? Or Patrick Taylor, they're going to share with him? But number 2 team offense, San Francisco. How about Atlanta last week? Kirk Cousins, they got him at the 8th. Seattle this week. Bjorn Robinson has the 9th easiest schedule, moved up to the 8th running back. Look at that week last week. He did good. So Drake London sneaking in here at number 6 at wide receiver. How about Mooney at number 19? I was saying they paid too much for him this offseason. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, well, and last one here, of course, is the Jets here. Team 22, offense. Devontae Adams, and then they have enough time left. We'll see. So, all right, I'll do more. I'm going to do some ranking shows later in the week, and we'll walk through them to see how they go, and I'll get the rankings out to you. All right, thanks for joining me.